Hey baddies, it's your girl Sham and I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you could be a baddie too. Obviously y'all are here for the 3-month Snug update, so let's go ahead and get straight into the video. You got me twisted. You got me twisted. Alright, before we get too far into the video, I've been lit since brunch. Okay? I just felt like sitting down and filming because the house was empty. My face was done. So, yeah, lit since brunch. Bottomless mimosas, to be specific. So anyway, this is my 3-month Snug update. It's not going to be too detailed because honestly, I have not had any problems with my Snug. I did run into some problems. If you have not seen my 1-month update, I'll put it right here in the corner so that you can watch it. I will go ahead and put my initial review and 1-week update right here in the corner right after it. So if you have not seen those videos, please go watch them. My 1-month Snug update, I had piercing bumps on the inside and on the outside of my Snug. That was because the barbell was too long and I kept hitting it and smacking it, and then like the bumps would go down, then I would hit the barbell again or hit my ear, and then the bumps would go up and then they would go down. And so I was like, okay, it's time for me to downsize this jewelry. I know that from trying to heal my double forward helix. I had big bumps on the tops and the bottoms of my double forward helix. If you have not seen that video, it'll be up here in the corner. I had some big bumps, and I have pictures in that video as well. I had some big bumps, and I know from healing those bumps that the only way to really get them to go down and stay down is to downsize the jewelry whenever it's necessary. So I decided it was time to downsize my Snug. It had been past the 6 weeks, and like I said, the bumps would go down and then they would come back up because I would keep hitting it. I didn't feel like driving all the way back downtown Chicago to Identity Body Piercing where I got it done. So a couple of weeks ago, I called about 10 piercing shops in my area to determine if they had any titanium jewelry, 12 gauge straight barbells for me to downsize it to. And half of the people did not have piercers on staff due to the panoramic, and the other half, when I talked to the piercers, they was like, you have what, where, and in what size and why? And like I would explain it to them and they were just like, well, I've been piercing for this long and I've never heard of anything like that, or I've been piercing for this long and I wouldn't have never, like just giving me the rundown, right? And I'm like, okay, well, it's done now. So do you have anything in my size to downsize it to? And then of course they're like, well, I don't have any 12 gauge. I don't have any 12 gauge. 12 gauge is such a hard gauge to buy. We don't have any 12 gauge. So I'm like, okay, fine. Fast forward a week later, I decided to go to some piercing shops. One of which that I had researched and one of which that I had been to before, because I knew that they had, you know, titanium, either enamel or neo metal jewelry in stock. So the one place I went to, which was BMI, the guy was really nice. However, I have a 12 gauge straight barbell in my Snug. He looked at it and he was like, oh my god, they messed you up, woo, woo, they should have did this and the third. I've been piercing for this long. And he told me that he was not going to downsize my Snug because he wanted the bumps to go away first. And he explained to me why he wanted the bumps to go away. Why he wanted the bumps to go away. However, like I said with my double forward helix, I know the bumps aren't going to go away if I keep hitting the jewelry because it's too long. On top of that, he wanted to put me in a 16 gauge curved barbell. Unfortunately, I didn't feel like that made sense because the piercing is already in my ear and it's already healing at a 12 gauge straight barbell. Downsizing the barbell to a 14 and keeping it straight would make a little bit more sense than trying to change it to a curved barbell while it's still pretty much healing, and then also downsize it a bunch of sizes so that it could be jiggling around in my ear. Wasn't gonna work for me. So then, but again, he was nice, right? I went to another piercing shop that I've been to before to get jewelry from. When I was downsizing my double forward helix, I would go there all the time, which was Body by Design. I I don't know if they under new management or what, but the piercer that was there when I went there was not the piercers that was there when I was doing my double forward helix. Like, those piercers are long gone. I don't know where they're at, where they went. And there was somebody who knew that I've never met before, so I went there, showed him my Snug, and he was like, oh no, they gave you a conch and a helix and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, it's not a faux Snug, like, it's my actual Snug. And he sold me a 14 gauge curved barbell that he said was titanium, but it didn't say like what brand it was or like what grade of titanium it was. He sold that to me for $15. I ended up throwing it out because after I thought about it, I'm like, again, if you want to downsize it to a 14 gauge and keep it straight, like, I can understand that, but I'm not getting ready to put a curved barbell in a healing piercing hole that's healing straight. That's just, it's gonna cause problems. So I ended up calling back up to Identity Body Piercing because I'm like, I remember why you guys pierced it at a straight barbell, but I don't remember why you pierced it at a 12 gauge. And so pretty much I ended up talking to Sarah, who did my conch, and she was like, oh, I remember when you came in, he did it at the 12 gauge because just like the area doesn't get a lot of blood flow, and they felt like it was going to heal a lot better at a bigger gauge. And then she re-explained why he did it with the straight barbell, which I already knew that they said my ridge is really high. I didn't need the added curve from a hook. I didn't need the added depth from a curved barbell. So that's why they did it straight. I just didn't know why he did it at a 12 gauge, or why Noelle did it at a 12 gauge, but the guy told Noelle to do it at a 12 gauge. If you haven't seen my initial review, go watch it because it'll explain why I'm saying he and she and he and she. So I ended up driving back up to Identity Body Piercing, even though I did not feel like driving the hour to get there. And Sarah ended up downsizing my Snug. So I will go ahead and show it to you guys. My wig, not on my head all the way, okay? I just popped it on for the video. It's not secured. If you've never seen any of my wig videos, I'll post some in the corner. I don't ever really secure my wigs down all the way. I'll just be putting them on and going on about my day. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say don't clock me. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. Oh, I look kind of cute. Ugh. Okay, so this is what my Snug looks like currently. This is with the Downsize straight barbell that Sarah changed it to. So as you can see, there's a lot of room on it still at the moment. There's a bump at the bottom if you guys look really closely, and if I kind of push this up, my hands are clean. There is a little baby bump at the top, but other than that, she's doing great. I still kind of hit it every now and then. I braided my hair last night, definitely hit it. When I was straightening this wig this morning, hit it again. But it's not as much as it was with the initial barbell in it. Sarah did tell me to wait about a month before I came up there and downsized it to probably what will be the final official length that I will need. However, I noticed like last week I slept on my ear funny and she was mad, okay? She was swollen. And I actually didn't have as much room on it last week as I do this week because she was swollen and she was mad. So I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I don't know how longer, but like a little bit longer, just to the point where like she's not as temperamental anymore. So like I could sleep on it, it's not gonna swell up, it's not going to utilize this extra space on the bar, and then I'll finally downsize it. But other than that, okay, I really don't have an update for you guys. I am thinking about when I finally get the final length in my ear, getting some arrows on both sides. So if you guys have seen like how people get their industrials with the arrows on either side, I'll post a picture like over here on the screen. I'm thinking about doing that with my Snug, right? Right now I have gems on the outside and on the inside, but I don't know about the arrows because the arrows are either gonna have to be opals or they're gonna have to be just like the straight plain silver. As y'all can see with my ears, I already have a cubic zirconium vibe going on that I don't really want to go against. I feel like the opals aren't going to match with what I have going on. And the plain silver arrows aren't going to necessarily like clash with it, but it's also not going to like match my aesthetic as well as I think it's going to. If they had some cubic zirconium like arrowheads that look like these, I would do it in a heartbeat. but that's just what I've been thinking about. It's like a 60% chance that that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not 100% sure, like I said. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I don't do the ibuprofen soaks anymore. If you've seen the 1 month update, I will sometimes put tea tree oil on it if it's super irritated and just like really red and just like swollen, but I haven't had any problems with it ever since I downsized it. So if you're having problems with any piercing that you have, especially if the problem is related to you hitting it, go downsize the bar. I don't care what nobody tells you, right? Because when I went to some of the people out here to downsize it, they were like, oh, I don't want to change it because of the bumps, I don't want to change it because of this, da 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 da. But I already knew that I needed to downsize it in order for the bumps to go away. Obviously, if the bumps are taking up the length of the bar, then no, you cannot downsize it. But the minute you get those bumps to go down and you can kind of consistently keep them down, downsize the jewelry so that you don't keep hitting it and you don't keep making the bumps, you know, re-raise themselves. But other than that, okay, that is all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Also click the bell notification so that you get notified when I post every single Sunday at 5 p.m. I'm on my road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could please just go ahead and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. If you like this type of content, give me a big thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about my snug. I am very responsive in my comment section. I appreciate you guys that comment. So I always make sure that I take time to respond to you guys and to give you the best information that I have, or just give you as much information as I have based on my personal experience. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free. My comment sections are definitely open. While you're down there, there's a link in my description so that you can listen to my music. Please listen to my music. I will be dropping some more music really soon. I just went to the studio yesterday. One of the songs that I recorded, it's a hit. Okay, it's going to bop. And that's all I'm really gonna say about it. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to just give it away. Follow me on social media at ShamTheBaddest, and other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.